In today's video, I want to talk about upcoming releases that are coming out in February that I am super excited about, so I just really want to share them with you. And I'm very well aware that making these videos is actually making it harder for me to stick to my no-buy. However, I just really love being like up to date with what's coming out, what I would love to read, etc. And I am going to talk in order of appearance of when the expected release date of these books is. Now, first on my list is Bride by Ayame Hazelwood. And if you are familiar with romance books, Ayame Hazelwood actually writes a lot of romance, not specifically fantasy romance. So this is her first book that she's gonna write, reaching out into fantasy romance. And the cover of Bride is what actually first pulled in my attention because it's very simple black and white with red lettering on it. And it shows this vampire type woman and then a wolf behind her. And the short description of this book is a dangerous alliance between a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf becomes a love deep enough to sink your teeth into this new paranormal romance. So it sounds something that I might enjoy. I know that there's a lot of people who love Ayame Hazelwood and her books. I personally haven't read a single book by them because like chess type romances are not my thing. So maybe Bride will be something that I will enjoy. And honestly, if I buy this book, I might buy a physical copy secondhand if I'm able to, or otherwise it might be one of the two books that I will be able to buy during February. And Bride by Ayame Hazelwood is releasing on the 6th of February, so very, very soon. Up next we have Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner. However, I see information that contradicts each other. On some of the websites, such as Goodreads, I see the 12th of March, and on other websites, such as where I placed my pre-order, the expected shipping date of the book or the expected release date of the book is the 12th of February. So I actually have no clue if it's going to be February or March. If it is March, I am very sorry, but I have where I ordered my book on Waterstones, they have the expected shipping date on the 12th of February. So I think it's going to be that. Or even earlier, because usually I get my books even earlier than the expected release date. Sunbringer is the second part to God Killer. In God Killer, we follow the main character who is a God Killer who encounters a girl that has a god attached to her, and she's trying to find a solution to release them from each other. And in the meantime, other things are also happening in the world they live in. There's a lot of smaller gods involved that the God Killer then eliminates for the people to be set free of said gods, etc. I really loved how fast-paced the first book was. I think the second book is going to be a little bit thicker than the first one, which I hope is going to be a good thing because I really, really enjoyed God Killer. So Sunbringer, I think, is going to be released the 12th of February. Other sources say the 12th of March. So worst case, it's going to be a March book and not a February book. After that, we have An Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson, which is supposed to release on the 13th of February. And I think this is going to be a standalone book. It is not a second part to anything, at least. And on Goodreads, it is described as follows. Sumptuous and addictive, An Education in Malice is a dark academia tale of blood, secrets, and insatiable hunger from Sunday Times bestselling author S.T. Gibson, author of the cult hit A Dowry of Blood. And I actually just recently, like a few weeks ago, read A Dowry of Blood, and I absolutely loved the way that book was written, so I am for sure going to give this book a chance. Whether it be in February or later down in this year, this is one of the books that I really would love to read. And this book follows two girls who are rivals in a scholar academic setting. And then on the 20th of February, A Tempest of Tea by Hafsah Faizal is also releasing. A Tempest of Tea is the first book in the Blood and Tea duology, and it is a fantasy duology about an orphan girl and her crew who get tangled in a heist with vampires, and it is similar to Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So I will quickly read you the description. On the streets of White Roaring, Artie Casimir is a criminal mastermind and collector of secrets. Her prestigious tea room transforms into an illegal bloodhouse by dark, catering the vampires feared by society. But when her establishment is threatened, Artie is forced to strike an unlikely deal with an alluring adversary to save it, and she can't do the job alone. Calling upon a band of misfits, Artie formulates a plan to infiltrate the dark and glittering vampire society known as the Aetherium. But not every member of her crew is on her side, and as the truth behind the heist unfolds, Artie finds herself in the midst of a conspiracy that will threaten the world as she knows it. Dark, action-packed and swoon-worthy, this is Hafsah Faizal's Better Than Ever. So I am really excited about it. If it is something that is a little bit hyped up and that it has vampires, I will most likely read it because vampires are my weak spot. Definitely. And then the last book of February is also the book that I am personally looking forward to most. It is, of course, J. Kristoff's Empire of the Damned, the second book in the Empire of the Vampire trilogy. Empire of the Vampire, as you can tell from there, I have 3 editions of Empire of the Damned is gonna join those. I am beyond excited for it. I pre-ordered the book 2 times already, 2 different versions. I just... when I get that book in my hands, I will drop whatever other book I am reading and start that one. That's how excited I am for it. And I know not everyone understands my excitement for these books. And that's why I kind of love my little corner on the internet, because with you, the people watching that also love J. Kristoff and that also love Empire of the Vampire, it's so much fun to rave on about it and be in the comments talking about it. So if you are a fellow vampire lover of J. Kristoff's books, then hi, feel free to drop me a message here or on Instagram so we can hype about this book together, because yeah, I'm super, super, super excited about it. So those are all the fantasy book releases that I am personally looking forward to in February. As mentioned, I am on a book buying ban this year, or a low buy at least. I have pre-ordered The Empire of the Damned, so that doesn't really count as buying it now. And I also pre-ordered Sunbringer last year, so that one I will definitely be reading as well. I just hope it releases in February and not in March. However, if it releases in March, then I will of course read it in March as well. Yeah, the other books, I'm not sure if I will get them this year and will be able to read them this year. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I just want you to be aware of these really cool new fantasy that is releasing in February. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in a comment which of these books are you most excited of. And of course, if there's any releases that I've missed, feel free to let me know in a comment down below as well. If you haven't already and you'd like to be, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every week and I would love to have you here for every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye!